Aye, many people talk to me when I'm working with them under hypnosis or just any sort of therapy, and they keep saying that they'd like to try to stop doing something, like, for instance, try and stop eating chocolate, try not to drink, try not to smoke, etc., etc. What I do with them is I do a little exercise with them, because the word try to me is just an excuse word. Because if somebody says, I'm going to try not to smoke, then what I say to them, well, you might as well go ahead, because that's just an excuse word. Because if you come back next week and you say, well, Phil, I tried not to smoke, or I tried not to eat them chocolates, or I tried not to do the things that we've been working on, I'll say, well, that's not good enough, because all you've done there is give yourself an excuse to say, well, I give it a go, I tried. So what I do with my clients, I actually do a little exercise with them, and I say to them, I want you to, and I say, well, I'm going to hold my hand there, I'm not going to close it, I'm not going to pull it away, I'm just going to leave it perfectly still like that. And perhaps you could do this whilst we're doing this. Think of something that you would not like to do, but if I said to you, oh, you're going to try not to do it, you'd think, well, yeah, I'll try not to do it. Basically what I'm going to do is take the word try out of your mind, get you to think slightly differently. So as I say, I'm not going to close my hand, I'm not going to pull it away. I want you to just imagine, try and take that pen out of my hand. Well, when I say try and take that pen out of my hand, just imagine what you would do, because most people would do that, they'd do this. Then I'd say, nope, put it back. But now this time, try and take that pen out of my hand. And again, what most people would do something like that and eventually take the pen. Then I'd say, nope, you've got one more attempt. And I'll say, think about the word try. Try and take that pen out of my hand. And again, vast majority of people would do something like this. They'd either just hover there, or they'd touch it, or they'd move it. And I'd say to them, nope, failed, you failed. Because I would say, you can't try and take that pen out of my hand. You either take it or you don't take it. So if we're talking about stop smoking, not eating crisps or chocolates or something like that, when you want to try and not do something, I say to that client, you now need to remember that pen and that exercise, because now, whenever you do the things that, or think about doing the things that you don't want to do, so if we just use the example of not smoking, from now on, I want you to choose whether you want to smoke that cigarette or not smoke that cigarette. There's no, I'm going to try and not have a cigarette, because that just doesn't work. You're either going to choose to have that cigarette because you want to have that cigarette, or you're going to choose not to have that cigarette because you choose not to have that cigarette. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take responsibility for your actions. You're going to decide whether you really want to have that cigarette or you don't want to have that cigarette. And if it's chocolate, it's the same thing. You're going to choose whether to have that chocolate or not to have that chocolate. You're not going to say, I'm going to try and not have that chocolate. I want you to say to yourself from now on, I'm going to make that choice whether to have that chocolate or not have that chocolate. And it's my choice, nobody else's, and it's not a try word, so you're not going to give your excuse to say, oh, well, I just tried to do it. And you can use this for virtually anything that you want to not do in the future. So don't use the try word. Take responsibility and actually say, yes, I want it, or no, I don't. But it's your choice, and it's always got to be your choice. That's just a little exercise I do with many, many people, and most people, once they've done the exercise, find it very, very helpful. So that's it for now. Maybe I'll come back and show you some other little methods that I use to help people overcome lots and lots of different things.